Hey guys, what's up? It's Faith from faithmariah.com. Welcome back to another episode of my Blogging Breakthroughs podcast. This episode was originally a Q&A that I recorded in my Blogging Breakthroughs Facebook group. I hope you enjoy it. If you have questions for me, please come join the Facebook group. I would love to have you in there. I'm here to support you. I'm here to help you. I'm here to help answer any questions that you have. And I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Hi guys, if you guys don't know who I am, I'm Faith Mariah and I am a blogging mindset coach. So I help people with stuff like imposter syndrome and believing in themselves and all these different things. So let me see if I can find this thread. I had like a couple questions on here. I thought I would just chat a little bit and we can just have a chit chat. Let's see, Diana says, I have ideas, but then old tapes kick in and I start to tell myself I can't do it as well as others. Other people have something similar, so people won't want something else on the topic. Yeah, so this is interesting, right? So we all have this. I'm still shifting around my beliefs, right? I have them come up all the time. So it's never like you get somewhere and you're like, oh, I've figured it out, right? I've done a lot, especially around money mindset. I've done a lot of money mindset work. So at first I was like, my blog will never make any money. This is a money pit. Anybody ever feel like their business is a money pit? I was like, this is just like, money is going out. No money is ever coming in. This might not ever work, right? There was a lot of fear around this might not ever work. I might not get the money back. Money might not ever come back. I have spent all of this money and it is gone forever. All of those kinds of beliefs. And then I started to shift my beliefs to where I could get behind, okay, maybe I could make $100 a month and then $1,000 a month and then $2,000 a month. And then my goal last year was $10,000 a month. Then I hit $10,000 a month. Now I'm doing $20,000 a month. But there's still old things that come up, right? It's not like I just cleared it and we're done here. It's like these beliefs are always going to come up. So I just don't want you guys to feel like if you have limiting beliefs that that's bad or wrong. It's just good information, right? I can't remember where I heard this. I heard someone say the other day, be the gentle observer of your thoughts. Like be the gentle observer of your limiting beliefs. You get what I'm saying? So it's not like I'm bad, I'm wrong, I think this and this belief is wrong. It's just like, oh, this is just good information for me to have. Like this is just good information for me to have, right? Now that I'm trying to do a $20,000 a month, my brain is still coming in like, who are you to do that? You can't make that kind of money, all that stuff. What you want to do when those come up is you're just going to try and poke holes in them, right? So your brain really likes evidence. I talked about this in the workshop, but I know I was talking like a million miles an hour. I was like very stressed about that 30-minute time limit, right? You just want to start poking holes in it. So if your brain comes in and is like, no one is going to buy this, there's already things like that exist. You want to start poking holes in that belief and think, okay, like this is what I'm thinking. Is that true? Like, is that a fact? Could I take that to the court of law, right? My friend Kelly that's in my mastermind said the Judge Judy test. Like, could you take it to a court of law? Like, is that 100% fact? And can you find evidence of when that might not be true? So this is why affirmations don't work. For a lot of people, they don't work for me. I don't know if they work for you. They work for me if they're in alignment. But if I'm just doing affirmations that are like, I make $20K a month, I'm a millionaire, all this stuff, my brain's like, no, you're not. Because your brain knows when you're BSing, right? Your brain's like, no, you're not. You're not a millionaire. And you don't think you can make $20,000 a month. So instead of doing that, look for evidence. Your brain likes proof. Your brain doesn't like to be lied to. It doesn't want you lying to it, telling it all these affirmations, trying to reprogram limiting beliefs. And this is what happens to a lot of people and where a lot of people get stuck. They realize like, okay, I have all these limiting beliefs. I want to shift them. I want to change them. And then they're like trying to think different thoughts and it's not working, right? And your brain is still programmed the same old way. What you want to do is look for evidence, look for proof. Your brain likes facts. So I just spent an hour earlier looking at the Nordstrom catalog and I thought it was so interesting because there's like $400 toasters and stuff like that, like stuff that doesn't even look like that fancy or upgraded, but it's like hundreds of dollars more. And as it's stuff people already have. Something like that would be like really good evidence for a limiting belief like this, where you're like, people aren't going to buy it because it already exists. You would go, is that actually true? Where can I find evidence where that's not true? And show your brain the proof. Right? Instead of just being like, I believe I can do it. I believe in myself. Show your brain proof. Like, go find the evidence. Like, go find like things you can show your brain where you're like, no, like that's actually not the truth. Like, because of X, Y, and Z. Because I know people buy things they already have all the time. There's lots of people in different niches and different categories, like you go find the evidence, right, and show it to your brain. And then when your brain comes in with the limiting belief, you've got the facts, right? You've got the facts to back it up. You can be like, no, like, I know that's not true. And I know why, X, Y, and Z, because of this, this, and this, right? Because of all this proof I've gathered up. So that's the first thing I'll say about limiting beliefs. I didn't even get like halfway through your comment. Let me read what else she wrote. I'm a flipping mess. Don't tell yourself you're a flipping mess. You're fine and good, right? You're fine and good. You got to have your own back. Diana, I get ideas and then stop myself from moving forward with them. Yeah, and this is like totally normal because we have human brains and your brain is designed to keep you safe as a human being. So Diana, your brain wants you to be safe. It wants to keep you alive. That is its job and its purpose. It's why we have a brain. It's just trying to keep you alive. And your brain knows like, hey, I've kept Diana alive this whole time. I'm just going to keep Diana doing what Diana has always done because I know that that is safe. Because that's proven, like I know 100% for sure that I can keep her safe then. And that's why when you go to do something you've never done before, have you guys ever tried something new and it feels actually physically scary in your body? Like even though you're completely safe, like public speaking, there's nothing dangerous about public speaking. Like literally nothing bad is going to happen to you, right? You're 100% safe, physically safe in your body, but the fear in your body is real, right? You feel actual fear in your body. And a lot of you guys might experience this when you go to send an email for the first time, when you post on social media, when you go on camera, you might feel physically unsafe in your body. And it's just because your brain is trying to keep you safe and your brain is like, this is new, this is different. I don't know if you're physically safe. And it's just that old primal part of your brain. Its whole job is to try to keep you safe and to keep you doing the same things. It literally just wants to keep you doing the same thing all the time. And this is good information for us to have because when this happens, then you can be like, oh, you know, it's not that I'm not supposed to do this or that I can't do it. It's just that primal part of my brain. And then like, you can understand that you can sit with discomfort. There's parts of building businesses that are uncomfortable. And a lot of entrepreneurship is like, can you withstand discomfort? It's like, are you willing to like, can you sit with discomfort in your body and do things that are uncomfortable and do things that feel uncomfortable and know like I'm safe, I'm not going to be uncomfortable forever. And I know that I can get where I want to go if I'm willing to sit in this discomfort, right? When I first started my business, I was terrified to go on camera. I told a coach that I hired that I would never put a picture of myself on my blog. I would never go on camera. I would never do it. There was no way I would ever do that ever. It's just like, there's absolutely no way. But I started to realize that the life that I wanted was like over here and I was here and there was like all of these things that were going to be very uncomfortable in the middle. And it was like, was I willing to walk through the discomfort? Right? Making the investments. I've made investments in my business that have felt very scary and very uncomfortable, right? It felt to me very scary at times to put that money down or to invest for a lot of you the time, right? Because you're like, I don't know if it's going to come back. I don't know, blah, 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 all this stuff. But it's like, can you withstand that discomfort? Like, can you tell yourself the truth and tell yourself like, no, actually I am safe. I am strong. I'm capable of doing things that make me uncomfortable. And I know the life that I want is over here. It's like, you know, I was very clear about the life I wanted. I wanted to quit my job. I wanted to work from home. I wanted to help people. I wanted all these things. And it was like, what I wanted was on the other side of all these things that were uncomfortable. And it's like, are you willing to walk through discomfort if it means getting the life that you want, right? And for me, at a certain point, I was just like, yeah, like I'm willing to do whatever it takes. And that's kind of always been my mentality in entrepreneurship. I'm like, I just do whatever it takes. And this is why I think the mindset piece is so important and why I've been pretty successful online with like arguably a pretty limited like arsenal of marketing skills. Like I'm not the best copywriter. Like I could show you sales pages from a year ago where you guys would be like, what the F? Like, you know, I'm not like the best. I'm not a marketer, like in my heart, like I'm just not, right? But I get away with a lot online because I am passionate about what I do. And I think enthusiasm can override a lot of marketing. And I lead with my passion to where people will forgive me for the sales page and they'll forgive me for the emails that are misspelled. And they'll forgive a lot of things when you're passionate and you're showing up to help, right? And that's kind of how I've built my business, is just being very passionate and very stubborn and being willing to do whatever it takes. And I said this in my mastermind the other day. I was like, if my launch, we just launched something like last month. I was like, if that launch had gone sideways and hadn't been going right, me and my team would have done whatever it took to meet our goals. We wouldn't have just been like, oh, like, it didn't work. Like, I guess it's like, no, like, we would have been on a phone, on the call. Like, what do we do now? Like, what is the next move? What's the next thing to try? Do we need to freaking DM people? Do we need to call people? Do I need to do like one-on-one Zoom calls? Like, what do we have to do to sell this program? And I'm always willing to do whatever it takes. Right? I'm going to do whatever it takes. I don't care that it's only a $200 program. I'm going to hit my goal. And I don't care if I have to call every freaking person in my Facebook group on the phone. And I'm exaggerating, but not really. Like, my mentality is that way, where it's like, I'm going to figure it out, like, one way or another. And that's why the mindset piece is so critical, because my belief in what I'm doing is so strong. Failure is just not an option. Right? You got to get in this mindset where you're like, my vision is so clear. What I'm here to do is so important. I believe so much in myself and my business and my vision that I will not stop. Like, there is no failure for me. Like, I don't care. Like, I always say, I'm like, if my business were to burn down, I will build it back. Like, that's the kind of mindset I'm in. I just will not be stopped. It's just like, I will not fail. And do you see how having that mindset, people are doing this backwards, where they're like, they don't have the mindset. They don't feel good about themselves. They're walking in a lot of fear, a lot of doubt. They're like, I don't really think my stuff is that good. And then they're like, well, let me try a Pinterest strategy. Well, let me try a copywriting strategy. Well, let me try this course. Let me try that course. But their mindset still is not, it's not up here. It's not like, I'm going to do whatever it takes. And if everything burns down, I will build it back, and I will get in front of my people no matter what. And you can't stop me from building this business, right? Their mindset is like very doubt and fear oriented. And when you're walking in that kind of energy, it makes building a business very hard, right? And people are looking for answers in the wrong places. This is why people can take these courses over and over again. How many people do you know that have taken all these courses and it works for some people and not other people? And it's like, why? They're all doing the same strategy. The strategy is not that hard, right? So it's like, why is it working for some people and not for other people? And it's because of this mindset piece, right? It's like, can you really hold a vision and believe in yourself? And this is the key to entrepreneurship, I think, is like being able to hold the vision even when it's down, right? Because it's one thing to be able to hold a vision and be like, oh, I believe in myself and I believe in my business when we're making money and everything's going great, right? It's like, it's one thing then, but it's like, can you hold the vision when you haven't made $1? Can you hold a vision when you're losing money? Can you hold a vision when everything is down, when everything is on fire? Can you hold the vision like no matter what? Like, that's what being an entrepreneur to me is. It's like being unshakable, right? I don't care how hard it gets. I don't care how many times the algorithm changes. I don't care about any of that. None of that matters, because I hold the vision no matter what. And I'm clear on what I'm here to do and what I'm here to say and who I'm here to help. And I'm relentless. You will not stop me. Right? And if you can get in that mindset, I'm telling you, I'm not saying this to like brag on me. I'm trying to give you an example and some thoughts to try on. Even if you're a new entrepreneur, like, you always figure it out. Like, look at everything in your life. I see so many women that are scared to go for it. I'm like, look at your life. Like, I know everybody watching this has overcome so many hard things in your life. You've overcome and walked through so much, and you're so capable and you're so competent, right? And you can always figure it out. Right? That's one of my affirmations. I always figure it out. I'm an overcomer. I might not get it right the first time, right? I might not do everything perfectly, but I'll figure it out, right? I always figure it out. You always figure it out, right? And so it's safe for you to back yourself. It's safe for you to back yourself. It's safe for you to believe you can do this. It's safe for you to go big and go all in, right? And I think that, especially in entrepreneurship, the people that make it are the people that look a little crazy to other people. Like, I sound a little nuts, I think, to people sometimes when I'm like, I'm going to build $1 million business out of nothing, and I have no business experience, but I'm like relentless and I'll figure it out. And I don't care who laughs at me, who thinks it's stupid, right? When I first started my business, I had no support in my family. My boyfriend told me my business was a bad idea, like all these different things, but I don't care about that. Right? I'm so focused on the vision and holding the vision. And that's kind of the key to everything, I think, with all this stuff. So let me know if this is helpful to you guys. That was like a whole rant I wasn't planning on going on. Yeah, and there's plenty of room for you. There's always plenty of room for you. I really feel like, I think I'm in like the blogging niche. I feel like that's a very oversaturated space, but I don't really feel like I have any competition because I'm like, no one really is doing it like me. I'll work for some people and some people will want to work with other coaches and other people, but I feel like I'm in my own lane. I'm like, I don't really feel like I have any competition because I'm just being myself and my brand is built on me and what I'm here to say and my messages and what I'm here to teach, and other people are teaching different things and I love them and they're doing great, right? And I refer people to other coaches all the time, and I'm not threatened that other people teach the same things as me because no one can do it like me. I'm in my own lane, right? When you're doing your own thing, no one can really touch you. Like in my mind, I'm like, there is no competition, like, because I know my people are coming to me, right? And my business is going to grow no matter what. Brittany says, I struggle with figuring out what exactly my limiting beliefs are and where they stem from so I can reframe them. I don't think you need to know. Here's some let me just give some controversial advice on the live video. I don't think it matters where they came from. Like, why do you don't need to know that. I mean, do the work, right? Like, don't twist what I'm saying, internet, right? Don't run around like Faith told us, blah, blah, blah. Like, no, like do the work. Like if you need to go to therapy or figure all that stuff out, do the work. But I think you can like just pick kind of new beliefs. Like, what do you want to believe is true, right? And you're the boss. You get to decide what's true for you. And that's why I love that model, the model I taught in my workshop, because it really makes you accountable. And when I started to understand, I have created every result in my life. You've created every result in your life. Look around your house. Look at what you do with your time. Like everything in your life, you created through a series of decisions and how you showed up and what you were thinking about and what you were feeling. And when I started to realize that, it was really empowering for me, right? And I started to understand like I could have something different for my life, because my life was like very not what it is right now. Like not in a happy place, right? I was not in a good place at all. I didn't really like that many things about myself, about my life, about my job, about my relationship, about anything, right? But I changed it all around because I started to realize like I had created all of that, which meant I could create something different, right? And it's not really about knowing exactly why you think things. It's more like, what do you want to believe is true? What do you want to believe is true for you, right? I always tell my group and stuff, we always talk about my success is inevitable. You can give yourself new powerful beliefs that will help you kind of override your old stuff, right? So it's like, if I start believing my success is inevitable, I'm going to be successful no matter what, I'm going to build this business no matter what, customers are going to find me no matter what, I'm going to make money no matter what, my success is inevitable. I can override a lot of like less powerful, crappy beliefs. Do you see what I mean? So you can kind of create new, more powerful beliefs. And if you put some sauce on them, you really put some juice on them, you can kind of make them more powerful than your old crappy beliefs. I always say you can tell what's like your inherent higher self truth because your truth feels light, it feels aligned, it feels good in your heart and your soul, right? It's part of your innate truth of who you are as a soul on this planet and what you're here to do. Your truth feels light. It feels like truth, right? Gabby Bernstein always says what, like fear and love, like your truth feels like love. These crappy thoughts that you have when you're like, I don't even think I can do this and this might not ever work. Does that feel light in your heart and your soul? Like, no, it feels heavy. It feels like crap, right? And if you were like, oh, does it feel like love or does it feel like fear? Those are fear-based thoughts. But it helps me to remember that because I'll just be like, does this feel light in my heart? If it's not, then it's like, this isn't part of my soul and what I'm here to do, right? This is just some stuff I picked up along the way in my human experience in this human body, but it's not part of my innate truth of who I am, right? And anytime I have those kind of thoughts that make me feel heavy or make me feel afraid or make me feel alone or make me feel incapable or like I can't do it, or any of that stuff, it always makes me feel heavy. If I really check in and I'm like, does this feel light and aligned in like my higher self truth? It never does, right? It always feels heavy and feels kind of gross, right? And difficult. All right, I gotta go walk this dog. He is like ready to go. All right, I'll talk to you guys soon. You guys have a good day. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the Blogging Breakthroughs podcast. Thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out. I wanted to let you know that the doors to the Mastermind are open. The Blogging Breakthroughs Mastermind is a group I created to help support you on your business, to help you get clarity on your business, to help you make more money faster, to help you be in community with other women. Building a business on your own is so hard. It's so isolating. I see so many women buying courses, getting discouraged, not getting the results that they want. I created this group to support you while you build your business. In addition to being part of an amazing community of women, you also get invited to come to a weekly group coaching call on Zoom with me. These calls are really, really special. People are really raw and honest about what's going on in their business and their life. And it's just a time for us to come together, to connect, support each other, brainstorm business ideas, just anything you guys need. These calls are really, really special, and I really believe they will help you grow your business. In addition to the calls with me, you also get access to tons of group coaching calls, guest workshops, co-working hours, a blogathon that we run every single week to help you stay motivated and working on your business. There's so many resources available to support you. You don't have to build this business on your own, and I hope you will consider coming to join us inside the Mastermind. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I will talk to you guys soon.